Hello, morale boosters. Welcome to episode 6 of Peace is a Practice. We're so excited to have every one of you here today, every one of you who's joining us. Thank you for stopping by. We're excited to have you here as we begin this powerful journey of learning how to stay calm, learning how to stay grounded and anchored in a world that is full of noise and constant crisis. This season is all about developing the daily discipline of peace, not just as a feeling, but as a lifestyle. So before we dive in, I want you to please remember to like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person on your contacts list who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we will be sharing today. So while you are sharing, while you're subscribing, and while you are inviting others to join us, I would want you to take a moment to enjoy the gospel music that I will be playing for you. On my end, while we're listening, I would also be sharing the broadcast. Please remember to share on all your social media platforms, your WhatsApp groups, your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Please do that. And if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly use the link in the show notes to subscribe while the music is playing. I always like to remind people to listen to the words of the song, because it's going to bless you. I assure you of that. Glory, hallelujah. So while we are all at the background sharing, yes, you would, for those of you who can see me, yes, you would still continue to see me while the music is going on. And enjoy this music.
If it wasn't for your mercy, if it wasn't for your grace, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know where I'd be. If it wasn't for your kindness, if it wasn't for your love, I most likely would have given up. I most likely would have given up.
If it wasn't for your favor, if it wasn't for your grace, if it wasn't for your favor,
I would have never been saved.
if it wasn't for your favor, if it wasn't for your grace, if it wasn't for your favor,
I would have never been saved. It's so hard to believe it. How you love someone like me. I don't understand it.
I don't understand.
It's so hard to believe it.
so hard to believe
How you gave your only son
how you gave your only son.
just so I could be redeemed. I don't understand it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable
That you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
ooh, it's so
It's unbelievable
it's unbelievable.
that you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
it's so unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
That you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
it's so
Hallelujah. Yes, it's unbelievable how much God loves us despite our flaws. We're not perfect, right? But yet, the grace of God is sufficient for every one of us. The grace of God is sufficient for you. Yes, you who's listening, do not judge yourself. Just keep loving God and keep loving your neighbors. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? That's it. Love, 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 love all the way. Glory, hallelujah. So today I will be bringing up our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a guest. His name is Walter Bressler. He is a life and business coach, best-selling author, and founder of the $1 Million Producer Operating System. With decades in sales and coaching, he helps professionals overcome mindset barriers like procrastination and self-doubt. He helps them to build successful, fulfilling life teaching, a fulfilling life teaching that changes everything about your mindset. So what he does is that he helps you develop a growth mindset. He helps you overcome limiting beliefs. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome Walter to this episode. Walter, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, let's unmute
You
your
got me
mic.
muted there. Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
all right.
I was about to go run a mile as fast as I could, but I was listening to that song. I was like, I got to stay here. But I would love that song. It's amazing. Who's that by?
Well, the thing is, someone gave me the song. I asked him, I said, look, what should be the title and the name of the author? He said he just created an AI software, and this was his first sample, and that right now he doesn't even know what to title the song. He doesn't even know what. So he wasn't even sure. He wasn't sure whether to put his name as the owner, or so he said, but just use it. I'll give you permission to use it.
Amazing.
And I have been using it.
I love it. And so technically nobody sang that song, but it's amazing nonetheless. Who's the singer? Nobody. I love it. Awesome.
I asked him, I said, look, brother,
how do you explain that?
I want to put your name on it. He said, no, because it's his software that created it. I said, okay.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you. No Name Song, quite inspiring nonetheless. And thanks for having me here tonight.
God bless you. Thank you for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule. We appreciate you. And how's the weather over there?
Well, I'm currently not good. It's cold, man. I'm in kind of like mid-Atlantic states, kind of the DC area, and it's been like 39, low 40s. It starts in the 50s, but nighttime is going on to 39, so not good. It's certainly not Georgia. It's certainly not Georgia weather, that's for sure.
Yes. Thank you once again. All right, so let's go straight into today's business. The essence of this episode and this season, titled Pieces of Practice, is as a result of the constant noise in the world right now. The level of anxiety globally has increased, the level of domestic violence, the level of depression, the level of hunger, the level of anger in the world generally is on the high side right now. So we decided to come up with this program where we can, just share a few experiences on how we have been able to overcome the stress, how we have been able to manage. Even if you're doing well right now, you've had times where, the chips were down. So we just want to empower somebody. We just want to inspire somebody. We don't know who that person is. So now you teach that transformation doesn't require hitting rock bottom.
No.
All right. So how does patience play a role in changing your life before things fall apart?
So, it's a great question. And so it's awareness is the key. Awareness is the key, if that makes any sense. I've had a lot of challenges in my own life, from dealing with sexual abuse and, physical abuse, emotional abuse, lots of loss. My business partner in mid 2000s, my business partner lied at about $15 million worth of mortgages. I spent a year in federal prison,
Wow.
got divorced from my wife, tough relationships with my kids. One of my kids tried to take their own their life. If it could be screwed up, I screwed it up. Right. And, our brain has a very simple job. Its job is to keep us alive, to
Yes.
keep us safe. But what happens is when we're a child, something triggers our fight, freeze, or flight instinct. And as a result of that, our brain decides it's going to step in and protect us, but it's trying to protect us from things it doesn't need to protect us from.
Yeah.
And so it goes from, hey, listen, don't pet rattlesnakes, don't play chicken with an 18-wheeler to, care what somebody else says because what they say could hurt your feelings.
Yes.
Or try and control somebody else because controlling somebody else will protect you. And so, now people 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years later, their brain has been on high alert 24/7 trying to protect them from things that really they don't need protection from. And quite honestly, they don't even need to worry about or control. So, right. So then, and so what happens is, we get up every day and that anxiety and that fear and the need to control people, your brain's just trying to protect you. But what it's really doing is it's driving you crazy. And so, and the thing is, there's a guy named T. Harv Eker. He's a personal development expert out of Canada. He calls it TFAR. He's a thoughts, feelings, actions, results. Like we get triggered. There's a trigger, right? We have triggers, right?
Yeah.
And then you get that thought, and then there's that feeling that comes along with it. And then what happens is that your brain goes, okay, when we get this feeling, this is how we act. And then when we act, we get that result. But here's what happens. It literally nanoseconds, because our brain gets so good at nanoseconds between trigger and feeling. And then because our brain's so used to going into action, it usually goes into negative thoughts, negative activities, lots of avoidance, right?
Yeah.
Drugs, alcohol, sex, pornography, food, working too much, working out too much, whatever, right? To avoid dealing with that pain. And then the result we get is not a good one, right? Or it's snap, it's react, it's say something mean, it's, protect myself, it's assume something negative about somebody. Either way, the result is not good, right? But here's the thing, Dr. John, is that we can actually identify when that trigger comes up. If we stop and slow down and spend a little time thinking about where that trigger comes from, eventually we can actually feel that emotion that comes up. Because right now, I get triggered. Oh, I got to go eat. I get triggered. I got to go work. I get triggered. I got to yell at you. I get triggered. I got to go spend money, right? I'm like, your brain's like, let's go. Protect. Right. It doesn't check with you. It's an automatic response.
Right.
So, but if you because here's the thing, there's a physiological manifestation with every emotion we have, with every feeling out there. There's a physiological manifestation: happiness, sadness, anger, satisfaction. And there's tons of emotions. But the thing is we numb so many of them we never even realize it. In fact, most of us spend most of our life in about 4 to 6 emotions, and over half of them are negative.
That resonates with me, and that's where you talked about awareness. That's where the awareness should really come in. Yeah.
Right.
And before I go any further, you have been through a lot. So our prayers are with you to give you the strength to continuously, be the man that you've always been, and just to help you go through all, that life has thrown at you. God will continuously strengthen you. So
he has,
right?
He has,
absolutely.
Yep.
An ever living God. To God be all the glory for that. We cannot do it by ourselves.
No, amen.
Yes.
No, and trying to is fruitless. So,
it is.
Yep. And when God wants your attention, He's going to get it. That's all I know.
Yes.
So
that's it.
Right. So, did you have something to follow up on? Because I was going to give people a quick tip on how to identify where those emotions come from, what those emotions
Oh yeah,
feel
sure.
like.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
no,
ahead.
no problem. That's fine. I didn't want to run over you. So
No, it's all right. You
yeah,
already give us a key, which is awareness. So the whole idea of this program is to help people identify these triggers and help them stay calm. So yeah, go ahead.
Right. I can't pull the bow back. I can't hit the target if I can't see it. Right. I can't solve a problem unless I know what it is.
Yes.
You don't go to the doctor and say, "Hey, my head hurts," and the doctor's like, "Okay, lay down. We're going to operate." Right. It's like, don't you want to ask a few questions first? Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so I did some research. I'm like, hey, can you ask your subconscious questions? And I got like 2-something million responses. And so I did some research, and what I've learned is that your brain remembers everything you've ever tasted, touched, smelled, heard, or seen. Every experience you have is still lodged in there.
Yes.
But for 99% of us, it's like a sandwich. One on top of the one on top of the one on top, right? And since your brain's job is to protect you, the stuff that's really scary and really hurtful, it buries way down, right?
Yes.
Now, here's the challenge: is that was the essence of the trigger, getting yelled at by your parents all the time, get hit by your parents, creates fear, right? Creates fear of having negative interactions. If your parents never fought, you avoid confrontation and conflict. If you were sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, that's a real self-esteem killer.
Yes.
Right? There's all kinds of things that happen. Some of them are so inconsequential that you wouldn't even realize it. Sometimes it's just an observation. I had a client who was in 4th grade singing, and he took his eye off the crowd and looked at this one lady. And this one lady looked at him and was laughing. And he took it that she was laughing at him, and for the rest of his life.
Oh, wow.
And so we met each other. He tried to hide everything about himself because he thought that lady was laughing at him and there was something wrong with him.
Wow.
Nanoseconds, right? So what we have to do, and here's what I'm going to recommend, is tonight after we're done, or whenever you're done watching this, and go grab a couple of note cards, and I just want you to write down on it, what is it that's causing my procrastination? What is it that's causing my perfectionism? What is that's causing my imposter syndrome? What is it that's causing my, my addiction to whatever, whatever it is. And I want you to keep one with you, and I want you to put one next to your nightstand, because at night when you're in bed, your brain's trying to make sense of things, not just from that day, but from all the way back. Right. And so you'll wake up in the morning and maybe even in the middle of the night with a thought, right? And so as we're talking, there are people watching this and their brain's going, hey, wait, like, stop. I've been waiting for you. Right. And because your brain desperately wants to get out of here, because your brain wants peace. It wants understanding. It wants clarity. Right. It actually wants it because that's how it's wired. Part of keeping you safe is peace and clarity. And so you keep these note cards with you and ask your brain and say, what is it that's causing this, whatever it is? And your brain's going to start giving you experiences. That happened and that happened and that happened and that happened. Right. And by the way, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a doctor. So this is not intended as medical advice or a solution other than to identify something. I recommend you go get a therapist or a counselor if you need one. I saw one 2 days a week for 3.5 years as I worked through this myself. So nothing wrong with that. But the whole point is once you get those experiences, then you can identify what the emotions are with them. Right?
Yes.
Usually it's not being good enough, not being worthy, needing approval, needing acceptance, self-hatred, lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem, right? Fear of the unknown, fear of being rejected. It's all right. And so what happens is now I go to do something that I normally do, or somebody says something to me and I have that emotion. So I know when I get in certain situations, right?
Yes.
Like now I go to that situation. Now, when I'm in that situation, this is how I get triggered. That emotion is right there.
Yes.
And once you know what that emotion is, you can then let it come up, which is what it needs to do. And you can process it through some mindfulness, like square breathing or all kinds of mindful meditations, and just letting that feeling come up and then telling your brain that it's okay, right? It's not, you can't hide the feelings. You got to let them come up. And then by processing them and teaching our brain to calm down, eventually we can say, brain, you know what, dude, no worries. And the great news is, right? And the great news is once you rewire your brain, it never goes back. So anyway, that's the Reader's Digest version. Okay. So, right. So we got to get that feeling. We got to let it come up. We've got to breathe, right? We got to get out of fight or flight and into rest and digest, which is where we're just chilling. And we just got to tell our brain everything's okay. And the only way to get yourself out of anxiety and all that other stuff is just to practice breathing and relaxing, recognize your breathing and let it up. And it's hard in the beginning, but the more you work on it, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. And eventually your brain goes, oh, we don't need to worry about this anymore. Okay, on to something else. And it's gone.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And for everyone who's out there listening to us right now, remember the question you should ask yourself. What is it that is causing whatever it is you're going through? Identify the root cause. It's very important to identify the root cause. And when you have been able to identify the root cause, that way it will be easier for you to find a corrective and preventive action. Like he recommended, he just told you, full disclosure, that he is not a therapist or a counselor, but you should seek help when help is needed. You will not be able to go through it by yourself. No.
In some cases, no, not at all.
Yes.
So especially if you have things that have been lodged in there for 40, 50 years, you know,
yes,
it's a heavy burden to carry. And if I can give one caveat here, Dr. John,
yes,
it's not your fault.
Right.
It's not our fault. No one came to you and said, hey, John, when you're 3 years old, this is real fear, but this is just somebody's opinion and their opinion doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. Right. So they didn't tell you that. So your brain's like, okay, we got it all covered. And so, you know, or even when your parents said something to you, like, you know, oh, eat, get bigger, get stronger, or don't eat too much, or they said something they thought was loving and caring, which was actually hurtful. It's not your fault, but unfortunately it is your responsibility.
Absolutely. That resonates with me. And this is just a reassurance for you who's listening to us right now. Whatever it is you're going through, whatever challenges you're experiencing right now, it's not your fault. And he also said opinions don't matter, which means you shouldn't allow people's opinions of you become your reality. Now, he mentioned some limiting beliefs, and I always like to remind people that if you can get rid of the enemy within you, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And some of those enemies are, for example, procrastination, fear of the unknown, comparing yourself with others.
Big one.
Right? Judging yourself, thinking you are not good enough, thinking you are not qualified for anything. So those are things that can steal your joy. So if you can get rid of the thief within, the thief from outside can do you no harm. So always remember that. And thank you so much for sharing these powerful points. You have already shared with us some of your own personal journeys. And that alone, I know would impact somebody today. So I know you are a businessman. Could you please share with us what you do? And
so I do a few things. You know, I've specialized in the real estate industry for the last 28 years. I was an agent, and then I've been coaching agents for the last 25 years, helping them build successful businesses and optimize it to the point where they can step out of it. So that's one of the things I do. I help people master getting on the phone and doing well on the phone for sales calls and whatnot. And then I have my call reluctance program, my procrastination, helping people overcome all the things that get in the way of them enjoying, a successful business and a happy life, and you don't have to just be in sales. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could be an entrepreneur and maybe you need to take the next step in growing your business and you're scared to death, right? It's interesting. Like there are so many CEOs on the face of the planet that have imposter syndrome. Right. They're leading multi-million and multi-billion-dollar companies, and they go home every day thinking they're the worst and that they're no good, right? So nobody's impervious to this, right? And so, in my last book actually that I just wrote was basically how to overcome all the things that keep people from getting on the phone to make calls for whatever it is. For whatever it is, am I allowed to shamelessly plug it?
That's the title.
No, no. Am I allowed to shamelessly plug my book?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
I was going to ask you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
So
more.
anyway,
We have more.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
we have more listeners on
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
So
yeah.
for those people who are listening who cannot see
Right.
you, because right now we are streaming on over 20 platforms. I think
Gotcha.
we only have only YouTube, Instagram, no YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn can
Okay.
see you. Only 3 or 4 platforms can
Okay.
see you. So others are
Okay.
listening there,
Well,
iHeartRadio.
okay. Well, thank God they can't see me. This is good. That makes for
It's
much
all
better,
right. It's all right. So
much better
let's
retention.
know the
I'm kidding.
title.
Yeah.
Let's know the title
Yeah.
of the book.
It's called Rethink Everything You Know About Prospecting.
Okay.
And
where can they get a copy?
You can go to Amazon.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. And the thing is the same stuff that I teach in this book is the same stuff you would use for calling and getting referrals, or doing video on social media, or having tough conversations with people at work, or negotiating with vendors, or negotiating with clients, or asking for money, or getting out of painful relationships. It's all the same thing. So, but it's written to help people get on the phone so they can go and be successful in prospecting.
Oh, great. Thank you for sharing.
One more time,
for one more time, let's give them the name of the title of the book and where they can find it.
Yeah, it's Rethink Everything You Know About Prospecting, and you can get it on Amazon. Thanks for letting me share that.
You're very welcome. God bless you. And now, before I let you go, because if I have all the time, if I'm given the opportunity,
I got more time. I've got more time. I've got more time. I've got more time. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Yeah, I mean, this is great. In my opinion, in my opinion, this issue here of not self-advocating, of not doing the things to take your life and your business to the next step, in my opinion, is the single biggest impediment to success that most business owners are facing.
Okay.
59% of all salespeople have a very strong need to be liked, which means they're going to avoid, rejection like the plague.
Yes.
And if you're an entrepreneur, you are a salesperson, because unless you've got an ISA or salespeople, you're the one selling your product. So it's and so for me, this is the biggest impediment to success for a lot of people who are self-employed and in sales and entrepreneurs in general.
Right. So now for Kingdom citizens who are listening to us right now, who would like to get into business, and a lot of them have been questioning themselves regarding, the limiting beliefs that they have, not being able to, not having that experience with sales, not being able to handle rejection. Because right now, with the way things are in the world, so many people will have to start businesses, whether they like it or not. But some of them are still scared. What's your advice for that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who wants to start business, but is scared of rejection? And that person knows that he or she doesn't have the sales skills.
Great question. So for them, same thing. Go grab that note card. What is it that's preventing me from making the decision to become self-employed? What is it? What is it that's stopping me from being an entrepreneur? What is stopping me from being a small business owner? So they can find out what experiences, what emotions come up that do that, right? And there's going to be experiences, there's going to be conversations in your past, and then you've got to look at pain. Pain is the greatest motivator on the face of the planet, right? Tony Robbins, people will do more to avoid pain than they will to seek pleasure. Okay.
Yes.
And so we got two kinds of pain. We've got the pain of change and the pain of staying the same. The pain of staying the same is like a toothache, and it's kind of dull, and sometimes it doesn't bother you. Sometimes it gets ugly, but eventually you take some Anbesol, you take some Tylenol, and it goes away, but it never goes away. It's always there. And it's literally like it's suffering is what it is, right? And you can push it down, but it always comes back. The pain of change is extremely acute. Hurts because your brain's like, no way. There's no way. I've been in charge for the last 40 years, and now you're telling me that I can't do X, Y, and Z. But right? You've got to make the pain of staying the same, the pain of staying where you are. You've got to ratchet that pain up so high that it's more painful than the pain of change. Because here's the thing. The pain of staying the same never goes away.
Yes.
The pain of change will eventually go away. The pain of that big change will eventually assuage, and it will be gone, right? And so what you need, and this is why, we talk about people can't find their why.
Yes.
They don't know what's my why. People struggle with this all the time, and part of it is that their brain is in such protection mode that it's not even going to think about the uncertainty of the future and give you the ability to look at the future, to go ahead and say, okay, I want to make this happen, and here's why I want to do it. The second thing is there's so much self-esteem, self-worth, need for approval, need for acceptance that we're not even going to give ourselves the approval to go ahead and think about it, right? But Simon Sinek in his book, Find Your Why, basically says there's a what, he calls them his golden circles, a what, a how, and a why. Yeah. So what does life look like when you want it to be the way you want it to be? When you're living your full life, he calls it autonomy. Daniel Pink calls it autonomy. Right? When you have autonomy to do what you want, when you want, where you want, which if people are independent contractors, it's time freedom, money freedom, location freedom, right? So what does that look like? Number one. Number two, Daniel Pink, it's in the book Drive. He says, what do you have to master? Right? You got to learn a lot. You got to master, right? Everybody needs to master emotional management, right? So what do you have to master to make that autonomy reality? And then what pain are you going to use not to live in, but to go back to so that you will never, ever go back there again, right? So may I give you an example?
Yes, go ahead.
I used to weigh 540 pounds. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I used to weigh more than 200 pounds more than I weigh right now. Okay. And I promised my kids a ton of times that I would lose weight, letters, books, everything. And so, my dad died when he was 49 from a single bypass. And so a couple of years ago, I went to the doctor and I got my test results back. And for the first time, my numbers were really, really, really bad. Like for the first time, they were actually like red lines. You know what I'm saying? Everything was like close, but there were red lines. My kidney, my liver, my A1C was 10.1, which is double what it's supposed to be. And so I'm like, okay, so I went and sat with my daughter, Emma, who is a health and wellness coach. We put her through, got her master's in health and wellness coaching. And I sat down with her and said, Em, can you go ahead and can you help me put a workout together and a diet together? And she sat and thought about it for a second. And she looked at me and she said, no. I go, what? She goes, no. I go, why? She goes, you've promised us that you were going to lose weight so many times. You've been to the hospital twice for having your sugar too high. And so I have 4 children. This is exactly what she said. She says, my sisters and brother and I have accepted the fact that you're going to die young, and I'm not going to go back and give myself, I'm not, it gives me goosebumps. We're not going to go back and open our hearts to the point where we could get hurt again. Wow. So that conversation, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I guess I was ready. Right. And so I've been ever since then working my rear end off. And so when I want to eat something crappy, when I don't want to work out, I remember the feeling, the pain of that conversation. And then, seeing my dad in his casket at 49 with, full head of hair that was still, for the most part, brown. Yes. And, and all the things and that. So I'm going to the pain. I'm just not staying there, right? Go there, just don't stay there. So, and using that pain, which is essentially the pain of, what happens if you stay the same, to overcome the pain of change, to do what I need to do.
Right.
Does that make sense? That
resonates with me completely. Yeah. And I really do appreciate you for sharing that.
Yeah. And so I hope I'm not talking too long here, but that, that's the essence of it right there is you've got to like, I'm done. I'm fed up. That's enough. And that's why you don't need to go to rock bottom, right? Because there's so many experiences and so many opportunities before you get there. I didn't need to have a heart attack. I didn't need to have a stroke. I didn't, I'm saying, that conversation with my daughter 2 years ago was not rock bottom. And listen, by the way, I've been to rock bottom, and rock bottom will teach you more lessons than any win ever will. I'm not a big fan. I mean, listen, I'm not a big fan. You know what I'm saying? Right. Unfortunately, I got over it, but you don't need to go there. You just have to use whatever's happened up to this point and use those experiences, and then let the pain of staying there or the pain of going back there be so much stronger than the pain of change and make the change. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
then,
so much.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
so
my
much.
pleasure. Yeah, I hope that
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it resonates with me completely. The thing is, you have a very unique story. You have a story that can change lives, a
Yeah.
story that can help people transition from where they are to where they need to be.
Yes, sir.
Because
Thank
if
you.
you could do it, it means someone out there can also do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
it just, can I just,
You,
can I just tell you one other thing? I'm sorry.
yeah.
Because I really want people to know that they can do it. And this is not out of pity. This is not out of empathy. You know, I've lost everything 4 times. I've blown at least $6 million. My dad died when he was 49. My mom died when she was 63 of cancer. You know, I'm divorced. I went to prison. I dated somebody I didn't know was married for 4.5 years.
Wow.
Found out 3 days after they were married. A month later, I decided to take my own life. Fortunately, I didn't go through with it. But so, like, I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? My choices, my bad choices, you know, rooted in some bad wiring, but my choices. The whole point is I don't care what you've gone through. You can come back from it. And that, to your point, that's what I want people to know is it doesn't matter how long ago it was, how bad it was. As long as you're taking in air and you're vertical, you can change it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Walter Bressler. Please always remember that so many people went to bed last night having plans for today. But unfortunately, not everyone was able to wake up today. Some people died in their sleep. But for you who's listening to us right now, you can hear us. Why? Because you have one of the best gifts ever, which is the gift of life.
Yes.
And when there is life, there is hope. When there is life, you have the opportunity to set new goals. When you are alive, you have the opportunity to start all over. You have the opportunity to make new friends. You have the opportunity to start a new business. You have the opportunity to get a new job. You have the opportunity to work on your health. You have the opportunity to just do everything all over. So never allow life take you down without you thinking of how to get up. Limiting beliefs are real. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you cannot, you are right. So if you think you cannot pull yourself up in this challenging moment, that's what will happen. But if you think you can pull yourself up, that's exactly what will happen. And if you have not already decided to, have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it's never too late. He is the way and the truth and the life. And when you listen to his teachings, when you follow his teachings, he would be able to pull you out of that depression. He would be able to pull you out of that anxiety. He would be able to pull you out of that addiction. He will be able to pull you out of that low moment. But still, remember, seek help when you can, because you cannot go through it by yourself. Seek help. Get professional help whenever you need it. In the last few days, we've heard so many terrible things on the news, a lot of suicide, people committing suicide, parent, a father killing his children, a man killing his wife. Like, we know things are challenging right now. Walter also talked about wanting to take his own life, right? Mm-hmm. So please seek help. Seek help. It's very important. Seek help. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Walter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you.
And we will be happy to have you come back again. And I hope when next I reach out to you, you would be willing to come share.
Anytime. Thank you. Very grateful, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much.
And what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. So everybody, remember, you are not the worst of all. You are not the worst of all. Whatever your current situation is, trust me, that situation, no matter how bad you think it is someone else's prayer point. Someone is praying to be there right now. so you can never be the worst of all. I don't know where you are listening from right now. I don't know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But I am certain that you are an abode of greatness. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, everybody, and bye for now. Thank you, Walter.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Morale Booster Ministries. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly inspiration, leadership teachings, and powerful faith-building content. To learn more about our service hours, giving options, and how to become a member, visit us online at www.themoralebooster.com. Stay connected, stay encouraged, and keep growing in purpose.